something that's common doesn't mean that it's normal,
Right.
right? A lot of us, we value fairness, we value psychological safety. So whenever we encounter all these problems, right, we would
Your job's a really stressful job,
mm,
or you are dealing with, uh, we call it toxic bosses or toxic
mm,
work culture,
mm, mm,
hostile work culture. How does one deal with it when the environment is affected and you can't quit because cost of living is high? You
yes,
need to pay
yes.
the bills, that
Yeah.
kind of thing.
So I personally think that, toxic work environment is very common. But back then, my lecturer used to tell us that something that's common doesn't mean that it's normal,
Right.
right? So this issue. I think a lot of Gen Zs are actually experiencing it because a lot of us, we value fairness, we value psychological safety. So whenever we encounter all these problems, right, we feel it very deeply, I would say. And sometimes some people, they might internalize it. Maybe this is my fault. um why is this happening to me? Why is it just me? Is it just me? So long term, um if you see it long term, right, it can make someone feel very worthless. And also they might feel themselves like very helpless and isolated. And I would say that I've experienced this myself. So I remember thinking, am I the problem?
Mhm.
Why is it just me? Everyone else seems fine. Is it just me? So I kept on ruminating. And then I've made a lot of assumptions, and then the assumptions would feed into my negative thoughts. So it became like a vicious cycle, right? So I would think that it is my fault. I'm weak. That's why people are doing this to me. And then I feel anxious, frustrated, and then I withdraw from social activities, second guessing myself, all these things. So my thoughts drove my feelings, and then which influenced my behavior, and then it would reinforce my negative thoughts. So one simple tips is also to, whenever you have that thought, maybe this is my problem. Again, the same thing. Um, write them down, challenge them. Is this actually true? Or you are just making assumptions, right? So also if your friend is experiencing this, how would you talk to the person? So this is the thoughts part. And then behavior part, there's a lot of things that a person can do. Let's say you are very stressed out at your workplace. It depends lah. Like some of the people, their work environment is 9 to 5 in front of the computer. I would always tell my client, sometimes you just have to distract yourself, or more like you have to pull yourself away from that environment and take some time for yourself. So some of my clients, they think that taking walks in between, because you don't have
Disconnect.
to, yeah, to disconnect, because you don't have to be on the desk for 9 to 5, right? So to disconnect, um because it can be as fast as 5 minutes only. And the 5 minutes won't really interrupt your job. So some of them would do that, or some of them would, there's different ways to ground yourself. There's one of the technique that I really, really like. It's called guided imagery relaxation. So it's to help you to relax. You can find it on YouTube. There's a lot of videos that, because it's guided, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Okay, got
that's
it.
like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 90 minutes version. So you can pick and choose whenever that you feel that, or you really need some time for yourself.
Mhm.
And then some of them, 10 minutes one, it's very, very helpful because you can do it in between maybe lunch hour
Mhm.
to actually ground yourself down. Yeah. So let's say toxic work environment, right? When you are being um accused, or when you are being scolded, then you will feel very heated.
Mhm.
And then sometimes we might be saying things that we don't really mean to. So
Mhm.
another way to ground yourself down, another technique is called 5 4 3 2 1. Have you heard it before?
No.
Okay. It's actually there's Disney cartoon movie about emotions. What is it
Inside
called?
Out.
Yes, Inside Out 2.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
actually in that movie, but
Oh,
they didn't really verbalize out.
okay.
They make it visualize instead. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's by using your senses, 5 senses to ground yourself down. So 5 is you can name 5 things that you can see. Yeah. So, for example, in front of me is a mic, an iPad, the light, and you, and all these things lah. So 4 things you can touch, because you have to use your hand to touch lah. Like your actually my shirt and my top and my bottom are different textures, right? So it's also a way to help yourself to ground. And then maybe 3 things you can hear: the aircon, my voice, yeah, all these things.
Well, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So 2 and 1, I normally play around, because it's either 2 things you can taste or you can smell. So it depends that when you're eating, maybe you have more things that you can taste. And then smell, for example, maybe I'm smelling the aircon. Yeah. So by doing this is to ground yourself down, to pull yourself back to the present. Mm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's very good. I never thought about that actually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
so
actually in the movie.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
I should go watch it back again. And I just want to challenge just one last thing.
Mm,
So not all jobs are equal,
mm,
right? Some jobs, maybe let's say, accountants, auditors, doctors, lawyers,
mm,
especially professional jobs,
mm,
their stress level is way more than a 9 to 5, or even, entrepreneurs sometimes.
mm,
How can they deal with it when they are dealing with life and death, or, very tight deadline where people's livelihoods are at stake?
mm. So, whenever you have tight deadlines, right? I think sometimes for me, I would feel very stressed out, and then I can't even think of it, and then I will procrastinate.
Makes it worse.
Yeah. So, the reason why I'm procrastinating. So everything you do, there's a reason.
Mhm,
When I'm procrastinating, I am actually avoiding something that's unknown, because I'm not sure whether I'm able to finish the job. I'm not sure if I'm able to um, finish it flawlessly. Let's say if I'm a perfectionist lah.
mhm,
So therefore, I'm procrastinating. So there's always the reason why a person do something, right? So that's when you have to understand, okay, so if I don't do it, if I don't actually open it, then I wouldn't know whether I'm able to do it or not. So one way to do it is it could be, scheduling. Scheduling, it's actually very, very effective for a lot of my clients, a lot of the people out there. Let's say you have deadline coming up. So the scheduling that I'm mentioning, it's actually something that's very, very detailed.
mhm,
Just it was just yesterday I was just doing that with my client, and she was telling me that, oh, I've been doing this, but the scheduling some of the people have been doing is like, okay, I will do this tomorrow, okay, I will do this
mhm,
on Thursday, things like that. But to be as detailed as possible is that, okay, I want to do part A, 70% of the part A today, and I want to do it at 3 p.m. to 5 p.m.
mhm,
And then when you're doing that, when you're doing the scheduling, break into small parts, and then you would also have to think of, will there be any obstacles that you will encounter,
mhm,
right? So, for example, the easiest example, let's say you are scheduling, okay, I want to take a walk tomorrow,
mhm,
but it has been raining a lot recently, right? So, one of the obstacle that you have to address is that, what if it rains? Mm. So same thing goes to doing work, right? So let's say
I
you,
think the most common one is, let me just put this a scenario,
yep,
right? So I'm doing this work, I scheduled something at this 2 hours,
mm,
and then the client come and say, "Can you do this now?"
mm,
I think that's very, very common with, or anything that is, I need it right now,
yep.
that kind of thing.
Yeah. So it's a very good example. I think whenever you are scheduling this kind of things, right, you have to kind of like predict and also address what would the obstacle that you would encounter.
Mhm,
So let's say if this happens, um some of my clients, so I'm just throwing out examples for my
Yeah,
clients lah.
yeah.
Some of my clients, they came up with an idea. So because my role is not to suggest what you can do,
Mhm,
my role is to facilitate you to make an informed decision and facilitate you to throughout this journey lah, grow
mhm,
throughout this journey. So I'm very happy to see some of my clients, they're able to, throw out ideas and
mhm,
things like that. So one of my clients, they said that oh, so if this happens, what I can do is, okay, let's say I have scheduled 3 to 5 to do these things. So let's say one of the customer, like I just
mhm, yeah, whatever.
customer throw something out, I want it now. Then they would allocate like about the client told me they will allocate about 30 to 40% of time to finish off this thing.
Mhm,
And then the remaining time you'll continue the work. So if it's needed, we'll extend the time. So the goal of scheduling is to be flexible and to understand your own limitations and also understand that or what kind of obstacle that you would encounter and how would you address it.
mm.